In a quiet African village, nestled among rolling hills, a young woman named Gael was preparing for a new chapter. University life in the big city beckoned, and her heart was a mix of excitement and apprehension. Her father, a man whose wisdom was etched in the lines on his face, pulled her aside. His voice was low and serious. "My daughter," he began, "the city is a different world. Be careful. Some people will do anything for money. Stay true to yourself, to the values we taught you." He held her hands tightly, his gaze filled with a father's protective love. But her mother, always the optimist, offered a different perspective. A warm smile lit up her face as she said, "Oh, don't you worry so much. This is her time. Go, my dear Gael, explore the world and make a name for yourself. We are so proud of you." And so, with these two pieces of advice nestled in her heart, one a warning, the other a blessing, Gael left her village behind. The journey to the city was filled with dreams of what lay ahead, a future she was determined to shape. At the university, the campus buzzed with energy, but one person stood out from the crowd: Amina. She was the star of the university, the girl everyone admired. Amina was breathtakingly beautiful. Her style was impeccable, and she carried an air of effortless wealth. She always had the newest phone, her clothes looked like they came straight from a magazine. And she even had her own apartment off campus, a luxury most students couldn't even dream of. Whispers followed her everywhere. How did she afford it all? Was it her family? A secret job? Amina never spoke of it, which only added to her mystique. Gael watched her from afar, captivated. She saw in Amina everything she wanted to be. She longed to escape the daily struggles of a student on a tight budget, the instant noodles, the worn-out textbooks, the constant worry about rent. Amina's life seemed like a perfect, glittering fairy tale, and Gael wanted a part in it. One sun-drenched afternoon, summoning all her courage, Gael approached Amina as she was leaving a lecture hall. "Amina," she started, her voice a little shaky, "you're so successful. Everything you do seems to turn to gold. Please, can you show me how you do it? I want to learn. I'm willing to work hard." Amina turned, a slow, mysterious smile playing on her lips. She studied Gael for a moment, her eyes seeming to peer right into her soul. "It's not something that can be easily explained," she said, her voice smooth as silk. "It comes with a lot of responsibility and a lot of risk." Her words were a veiled warning, but Gael was too dazzled by the promise of a better life to hear it. "I don't care," Gael insisted, her desire overriding any caution. "I want that life no matter what it takes." Seeing the fiery determination in Gael's eyes, Amina finally relented. "All right," she said with a sigh. "I'll introduce you to my business partner. His name is Mr. Nku. He helps me manage my finances." The way she said it made it sound both simple and incredibly complicated. The following week, Amina drove Gael to a quiet, secluded area on the outskirts of the city. They pulled up to a modest but well-kept house surrounded by a lush garden. This was where Mr. Nku lived. He was an older man, calm and soft-spoken, with an aura of wisdom that reminded Gael of her father, but with an edge she couldn't quite place. He looked at Gael, his gaze sharp and penetrating. "Success isn't free," he said, his voice even. "It demands sacrifice and discipline. Are you willing to work hard and follow every single rule I give you without question?" Gael, her heart pounding with anticipation, nodded vigorously. "Yes, sir. I'll do anything. I promise." Mr. Nku then handed her a small, intricately woven basket. It was simple, yet it felt significant in her hands. "This basket represents opportunity," he explained. "Every morning you will put your effort into it, your hard work, your focus. And by the evening, it will reward you. But remember this," he said, leaning in slightly. "Use what you earn wisely. Enjoy it, but don't lose yourself chasing more and more. Greed is a shadow that can swallow you whole. In the weeks that followed, Gail's life transformed at a dizzying speed. True to his word, Mr. Nku opened doors for her. Through his connections, she began engaging in small business deals, managing clients for various enterprises, and assisting with high-level marketing campaigns. The money started flowing in, more than she had ever imagined. Soon, the old, worn clothes were replaced by designer outfits. She moved out of the cramped student dorm and into a comfortable apartment of her own. She was even able to send a steady stream of money back home to her family. Her parents were overjoyed and incredibly proud. Her mother came to visit the city, and her eyes widened in amazement at the life Gael had built. She saw the beautiful apartment, the fine clothes, the confident way her daughter carried herself. "My child," she said, her voice filled with pride, "you have done so well for yourself. I always knew you would." Gael's father, though still cautious, was happy to see his daughter thriving. But as Gael's wealth grew, Mr. Nku's warning began to fade into a distant echo. The basket of opportunity was overflowing, but she was no longer using its rewards wisely. The discipline he spoke of was replaced by indulgence. She spent her money recklessly on lavish parties, expensive trips, and fleeting pleasures. She started skipping classes, her focus shifting from her education to her social status. The friends who had known her before her transformation slowly drifted away, replaced by a new crowd that was only interested in her wealth. She became arrogant, dismissive, and lost touch with the girl who had arrived in the city with humble dreams. Then, one morning, the glittering facade of her new life shattered. The news spread across campus like a shockwave. Amina had suddenly passed away. The details were murky. No one knew exactly what happened, but dark whispers circulated about immense pressure, about a life lived on the edge, about a debt that could never be repaid. The news hit Gael like a physical blow. She saw Amina's face in her mind, beautiful, successful, and now gone. All the warnings she had ignored came rushing back. Her father's plea to stay true to herself, Mr. Nku's caution against greed, and the quiet, nagging voice in her own heart that she had been silencing for months. That night, sleep was impossible. The silence of her expensive apartment felt suffocating. Haunted by a deep, chilling fear, Gael got in her car and drove for hours, back to the quiet village she had left behind. She found her father at the local church, on his knees, praying. Her mother welcomed her home, her arms a familiar comfort. They sat together in the quiet of their small home, and as the clock ticked past midnight, the dam inside Gael finally broke. Tears streamed down her face as she confessed everything. "Mama, I think I've lost myself. I chased a life that wasn't meant for me. I became someone I don't even recognize." Her mother held her close, stroking her hair just like she did when Gael was a little girl. "It's never too late to come back, my child," she whispered softly. "What matters isn't that you fell. What matters is that you found your way back to what's right." From that night on, a profound change took root in Gael. She turned her back on the world of quick, easy wealth. She returned to her studies with a renewed purpose and started a support group at her university. She began helping other young girls understand the true value of patience, honesty, and education, sharing her story as a cautionary tale. She never forgot Amina, or the heavy price of her own ambition. The lesson was etched forever in her soul. Real, lasting success is not built overnight, and the ultimate price of unchecked greed is a lifetime of regret. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more content that inspires and makes you think. We'll see you in the next one.